Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, it's Angel, and today we're taking a look at the latest Cowansim release. This is the Robinson R66, which is their turbine offering. A 4-seater, unlike the 44, which I think is a 4-seater, and the 22, of course, you're all very familiar with. Look, it's Angel flying again. We're at Fussen Glider Airfield in the south of Germany, which we've used a couple of times in the past. I just fancied flying somewhere that wasn't Canada for once, because it's so miserably dark this time of year. In the northern hemisphere. The R66, of course, is built by Robinson. It's a 5-seat with a separate cargo compartment. Rolls-Royce R300 turboshaft engine powers it, and it's slightly faster and smoother than the 44, from which it's derived. Now, it first flew 2007, November 7th, and it's still in production. 1,000 have been built as of August 2020, so more probably still. Now, it was the first turbine product they produced from that 44, built to compete with larger aircraft built by Bell and Eurocopter. Now, it's obviously mostly, like we said, based on the 44, and expanded from that 22. So there's a lot of lineage that goes on there. Now, there's features added like FLIR camera systems, deconflict options, searchlight as external PA systems. So they're working towards a market where they're trying to introduce it to departments like police and fire services, for search purposes. It's going to be one of those kind of aircraft. Or it is one of those kind of aircraft, I should say. That's how it's offered. Obviously sees a lot of civilian service too. Now, the turbine marine version was fitted with pop-out floats in 2014. That's a shed. And there's even a cargo hook approved. How much load capacity it has will be interesting given its size, but we'll have to see. It's a 2-rotor blade, obviously, so kind of limited in that regard. Now, it's used militarily by Indonesia and Nigeria. Now, in terms of her main rotor diameter is 33 feet, with a tail rotor diameter of 5. Cruise is up to 110 knots. VNE is 140. Range of 350 nautical miles, more shed. And fuel consumption 28 gallons an hour. Now, its empty weight is 1,200 pounds, gross 2,700. So, she's got a reasonable capacity there. We're talking, obviously, minus fuel. We're looking at about 1,500 pounds or so. So, not insignificant capacity, depending on how you load her. So this is from Cowansim. Tons of liveries you can see here. Loads. They do always do that well. The aircraft itself, of course, is $29.99 on their website. You can get it from them directly. You will eventually be able to get it in the marketplace too, so don't forget that. But as it stands, it's just on their website for now. It's the first version, of course. There's planned to be updates and more features added as they go along. And obviously right now, obviously free updates in the future, custom bindable throttle systems and all default bindings will work. Manual and paint kit included. They're both very detailed. Persistent in terms of saving weight and balance. Tested by real pilots, expected at this point. Realistic procedures, we'll try that. Realistic systems, working breakers, passengers are animated. In 3D cockpit checklist. Side storage basket, baggage and crates. Now those are individual features that I've noticed but I didn't find in the manual, and I'll look back through those now to try and find them, because there's not actually like a tablet in these aircraft, but there is often a lot of switches and mini features to find various things. In fact, let's go take a look at the aircraft itself physically now, then we'll take a look afterwards. So we'll go outside here. So as Cowansim usually do, beautifully modelled. The doors are off this version because I took them off, so let's put those on first so we can see it. No, back inside the cockpit, there we go. Now you click here to put the doors on. At the corner of the jamb there. There we go. And we're back outside, we have doors. Now obviously you could open those doors normally. If I was to click on the actual handle. As you'll notice, we could just open the doors nice and easy. It's so surreal seeing myself in the cockpit. I'm still getting used to it, but we'll get there. Like I said, Cowansim make great modelling. Their detailing is lovely. It looks exactly like an R66. Wonderful, personally. Now, like I said, I did not find in the manual how to activate some of those features, like the side baskets and such. I know they're probably in there, but I couldn't find them in the manual. That doesn't mean they're not there. I did notice the same thing with the 125. I still, to this day, do not know how to actually enable the Wait a second, I'm reading something here. I do not, to this day, know how to actually change the interior to the medical one. I know it's possible, but I can't do it, so there is that, unfortunately. Now, I believe our passengers may well be a case of loading the wait station, so let's try and do that. Yeah. Yep, there we go. We have people appearing. That is a lot of pounds. We'll reduce that. So there's 4 passengers, I believe, in the aircraft. Ah, we just add weight to get these to appear. That's an interesting way of doing it. Maybe that's how you do it with the other one. Do have to swing around to the side here. No, there's no side basket appearing there that I can see. Let's go back on here and make sure we get this to work. It doesn't give me an indication. Oh, 50, 150. Oh, so it has a certain amount I have to put on there. Okay. Floats 220. The doors will take off later. So that is... There's a side basket. Okay. Okay, so we can actually have the side basket on there. That's kind of cool. Now, those things will be very heavy like this, so it might be a very different flight experience. They look a little bit terrified, but they are about to be flying with me, so I can understand. She looks horrified at her experience. She also looks pretty scared. He just looks like he's done with life in general, and he's hoping this will end everything. Yeah, I think he's pretty hopeful that this will be his last flight ever. Okay, so do we fly with all these people in? I think, you know what, we will, because these are light aircraft, so I think I could do some more weight in the aircraft, personally. Now, the only downside is here, of course, we get to see our passengers in the interior. You know, I'm going to give them a more terrifying experience. We're losing the doors. Because doors are for wimps, and we aren't wimps here at Avangel Airways. That's not a thing. We're not starting that as a thing. Okay, so panel options. Right, now down here, we have the ability to toggle between those. We can switch our GTN options. We can switch to one of these up here. Or we can have the Garmin panels up there, which is a pretty neat little option. So we can have glass, and if I get the right kind of point on the... There we go. Or steam, which is nice to have the options, I think. I really do. I like that a lot. That's a really cool ability to have those options. Okay, so startup procedures. Let's go to our checklist here. So seatbelts are good, fuel valve on and guarded. That's down here. So these are click and push. Put the guard on. Cyclic is freed and movable. Yeah, we're good there. Pedals are neutral and movable. They are indeed, so we'll let go of those. Rotor brake is disengaged. That will be up top here. I believe it's going to be there. So that is engaged. That is disengaged. We want our headphones on. I don't think these are clickable like the last one. I know in some of the other versions they can be. Oh, in terms of the visors and such, you'll notice we have click spots here. Now, there's certain areas you need to get to click these. They talk about it in the manual. There you go. So click spot there to hide the visor. Side window as well. Don't think that one has one. So there we go. We're back in position there. Circuit breakers are all in. Where'd they hide those? Oh, they're down there by her feet. They all appear to be in. Well, they usually are in Flight Sim. Avionics generator switch is off. Avionics are off. Okay, everything's technically off, but we'll be turning our battery on anyway, so we'll turn the battery back on again. So battery and strobe switches are on. Igniter enabled, that is here. On. And we go to hydraulic switch on. Hydraulic switch. Where did they hide you? So avionics off, generator off. Make sure that's off. That's our airflow. Now, a number of these hydraulics is there, so hydraulics is on. Okay, wonderful. Area is clear. Fuel cut off, pull off. Okay, fuel cut off is pulled off. Throttle is closed. Start button, push and release and begin timing. So throttle is down here. You have to work out where that is otherwise. It's a little difficult to reach sometimes unless you go down here. There we go. We have start. We'll let her start to spool up here and the rotors will start to turn. And as soon as they do, we have successful ignition with 3 seconds. Need 2 hands to hold the starter and push it in at the same time, which is difficult in the sim to do. So I could have put it in to start with. And then we'll roll the throttle up. As things get going. Okay, fuel cut guard on. Generator on. Avionics on. Annunciator panels all test. All lights are functioning. RPM's climbing. Looking good. So we'll let it warm up for a second, then we'll get ourselves going here. Those are our checklists we needed to get done. Okay. Ready to fly some helicopters, folks. Wait for the Garmin unit there to properly start up. We've got the 650 there, but we'll wait for the 530. She's a very small helicopter, so the cockpit area is quite limited. Put the doors on, actually. It's a bit loud in here. Why do I always have to sneeze when I'm recording a video? Okay, let's get ourselves up a little bit. Slight left here on the collective. Okay, a little bit of left pedal. And she lifts clear of the ground. Put a little bit of nose trim on. And we're up and away. Now, it can be that pillar looks a little bit like it's in your eyes, which it can be, but it does depend. Like I said, it's a very small aircraft. I've been inside the cockpit of 22s and 44s. They're tiny. They're really, really small. There is no good way of saying this, but they are really small aircraft. They're tiny. So, this is not a 125, this is not a Mi-17, this is not a 222. This is a very small helicopter, so for a bigger turbine, that's a lot of power for a tiny little thing. We'll go visit the Schloss up on the hill over there. A particularly famous castle. Here in the south of Germany. There she is. Get a good little look around whilst we're around, and we'll come back to the airfield and we'll land. The passengers are animated, that's just nice. They don't seem particularly upset with me though yet. We'll change that. So whilst it doesn't actually have trim on the cyclic, sorry, helicopter language, you can do that manually, of course, with the actual trim controls in the sim, so you still can trim the aircraft. With weight on, the flight handling's pretty stiff. She's fairly heavy, she's fairly robust. So we'll put down by the Schloss up here and we will take the weight out and we'll fly back empty. Compare her. Because helicopters are very different when they have a lot of weight on them compared to when they have not very much. Very, very different behaviour. So flying a light helicopter versus flying a heavier one will be a very different prospect. There we go. That's the Schloss. Guten Tag. Nasty model castle. We'll go down there and land. I'm pretty sure that's where Electric Callboy filmed a video for Every Time We Touch. I recognise the balcony we're going to go land on now. But I'm pretty sure that's where they filmed that video. Which, by the way, is one of the best covers of that song ever. Electric Callboy are amazing. Mad respect to them. Okay, bring her around here, set up an approach. So I'm going to hold a lot of back cyclic here. My approach is mildly unconventional. No, I don't think this is the same entrance. It's not. Probably not the same one. Same architecture, not the same one. Because that gatehouse doesn't look the same. Okay. Right. Okay. I'm going to crash into a castle. Okay, that's solid. That is a solid wall. Full left pedal there. You get alarm bells. Okay, we're going to touch out of the field here instead. So that's a solid block of castle. We can't land on it, unfortunately, as I flew into a wall over the driveway. Set down here at these barn buildings. Or just actually past it where it's lighter. Set down over that one. So we'll slow down here and drop our collective down. She's very sluggish at this weight. Very sluggish. Okay, bring it down. Okay. Stabilize out. Whoa, dropping pretty quickly. That's my fault. Okay. Little pedal dance. We've got a hover. Bring her down. Touch down. Okay. Let's lighten the load. We'll see we dropped off our payload today. Because we have a lot of weight in this thing. Okay, just the pilot. Everything else is a lot lighter. Okay. And immediately we left off so much easier. Immediately. She's suddenly way more nimble. Let's get up here. Yeah, suddenly way more maneuverable, way more nimble as an aircraft, which is obviously expected. But a very noticeable difference. Like, she was very hefty on the controls earlier. But now, much nicer. See, I do more third-person flying with a helicopter in the sim, but it's very hard to keep them stable whilst flying third-person. We'll have some more noise for the way back, shall we? There is our airfield, up ahead. This is some of the lake traffic. Much more sensitive on the cyclic now. The tour boat, and there's one of the... I think that's the yacht club. There's a name on it, let's go read it. Oh, hello. Where are we? There we are. This is a very nice place. There's a name on the building. Let's go read that, shall we? I've no idea what this is. Festspielhaus Neuschwanstein. Festspielhaus Neuschwanstein. I have no idea what this is. Festspielhaus, Festival House, maybe? Festival building? I don't know, Festival Hall. This Neuschwanstein, I think it's the area, so I don't know. We'll work it out, but that's what that says. Right, where's the field? Over here, past the power lines. So we'll climb to avoid those. Stable as heck in the hover. This is a very easy aircraft to hover. Very easy. There's our field. And we'll slow down and descend here. Then a drop collective and ease back on the cyclic as we do so. Just start slowing and descending. A little bit of pedal here. I've definitely gotten a lot better at helicopters than I had, or was, and I'm very grateful for that because they're a lot easier to fly now, and I do really like helicopters, so I'm glad for this. Okay, we'll land in front of these hangars as our reference point. Stabilize myself out because I am flopping all over the place. I'll eventually become a stable helicopter pilot, but, you know, that'll be at some point. watch my tail rotor, reduce forward speed, and land. Okay. Pull the fuel shut off, and we are down. So what do I think of the Cowansim R66? I think they've made a really nice helicopter. They've made some very good helicopters in the past. The 222 I was not a humongous fan of, but the 125 is one of my favourites. In fact, it is my go-to helicopter for flying in the sim. And I might be challenged now. This isn't a bad aircraft. I do like it. It's a little trickier to control than the 125, but it is very well made. The price is slightly cheaper, slightly. And overall, you get a very nice little aircraft with good capability, and cool features and functions, and the Cowansim level we expect from them. So, I'd say it's a recommend. It's your choice, really, as helicopter fans in the sim. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye.